Would you give a little bit of advice to boxers, young boxers again, when you to get into where you are now?
So much.
Just a few things that, you know, what they need to do. The top grade, yeah.
Well, as you see, the style, or I should say, boxing is starting to get a little bit more complex. So fighters now are starting to become more well-rounded. You know, I always found it because I was well-rounded. I was able to box, and I also was able to bang. You know, you're able to make adjustments more when you're a more rounded fighter. You know, if you're a boxer, you like to stay on the outside. That's great. I get that, but there's a style that you know that won't suit your style. A guy that can pressure you, a guy that can get inside. You're gonna struggle with that if you're just a straight up boxer. Now, if you can do both, you can integrate both. You can stay in the inside, you can bang, and you can also stay on the outside and box. So I would say, learn your craft. Learn the sweet science of boxing, but also learn how to handle yourself in the inside. And I preach to the coaches out there as well. You know, the coaches, get up on your game on how to fight the inside, because I see a lot of guys nowadays that can't fight in the inside. They don't know how to fight in the inside. And that's the reason why Lomachenko's gonna win the fight tomorrow night, because Campbell can't fight in the inside. He don't like to operate in the inside. I'm sorry, he don't know how to. So I would encourage all of you young fighters out there, one, you gotta work hard. Two, practice your craft. Learn as much as you possibly can. Okay? Learn as much as you possibly can. Learn the ins and the outs. Learn every range in boxing. Okay? Every range. And take it seriously. You know, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You can't, it's not gonna work. I'm sorry. Okay? Take it seriously. Dedicate yourself to your craft and the boxing. That's all I got for you, honestly. You know,
I think for me, like, my foundation is just understanding that God gave me a gift. Like, that's the first thing. Like, I understand that, and even though, you know, I'm rising up in the ranks and I'm getting more notoriety and I'm making money, that understanding alone kept me humble. And I also took that understanding into the ring. Like, for me, I wasn't strong enough to be in boxing without God. That's just me. Like, when I step in that ring for the first time, I go around, fill the ring out, I stop at that neutral corner. And the last thing I pray is, God help me, I need your help. Because I know it's not a fear thing, but it's just, I've done my part, I can't go the rest of the way by myself. So that's number one. Number two is your work ethic, man. Like, you can't be lazy and be great. I don't care if you're a CEO, a boxing coach, a parent. If you're lazy, you can't be great at anything. And if you're lazy, be honest about the fact that you're lazy, and then just keep working on it. You know, everybody's drive is different, but I just had in my mind, and my work ethic was cultivated over some years. Like, I used to kick and, you know, scream about going to run early in the morning when I was 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, but right around 14 or 15, now when I go to the Junior Olympic training camp, I'm the first one finishing on the runs. I'm the one that they got to kick out the gym. Like, and I'm not trying to do it to be seen. Like, I just know that you're not gonna outwork me. Like, if you beat me, it's not gonna be because I got tired. It's not gonna be because I got tired. It's gonna be because you were the better person that day, and I could tip my hat to you and just move on and be at peace. But you're not gonna outwork me. So that it went from kicking and screaming to doing it on my own to now I master the work ethic. So when I turned professional, even in the, getting ready for the Olympics, my coach used to have to call the Olympic coach and say, do not let him overtrain. He's gonna overdo it every single time. Make him get out the gym when it's time to get out the gym. Everybody was trying to rush to get back to the dorms to see, we didn't have smartphones at that time. We still getting on. We were like, I ain't that old now. But we would like gather around the computer, you know, at the Olympic Training Center and just look at the internet. Everybody was breaking their neck to get back to that, when I was one of the only ones in there jumping with a heavy rope, working on my shadow boxing, the stuff that don't nobody want to work on. Like, man, make sure I turn my jab over. Repetition. You got to work. You got to work. If your coach is still arguing with you about running, If when a coach go downstairs, you cheating, it's probably ain't the sport for you. If somebody has to stand over you in order for you to do everything you're supposed to do, you're missing it, man. They should be pulling you back. They should be like, man, this guy, I gotta watch him. I gotta watch her, because she gonna overdo it. So it's your work ethic. And then the third thing for me is the mental part. I'm so thankful, man, that my dad and my coach, who's also my godfather, they taught me the importance of my mind, the mental reps. Like I would be a little kid, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, sparring pros. And they used to teach me, hey, babe, he's not better than you. But yeah, he's a pro though. You know, he's 28 years old. It's all right. This is what you do. Or this is what you accept in a boxing ring, and this is what you don't accept. Teaching me the mental reps, right? But just like the physical part, all of a sudden I started to get the mental part. Now I'm able to face all these Russians in the Olympics, and yeah, I feel fear, and I'm battling that stuff like a normal person, but it's not stopping me. In my mind, I know, man, I got God with me. I got my work ethic, but then mentally, I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. He's feeling what I'm feeling. So the difference is going to be who can feel the fear but still go anyway and still perform. Then that translated to professional career. Most of you guys in here know me and Timothy Bradley. The main thing is mental toughness. You got to work your mind. Yep. A lot of youngsters today, they think they tough until they get in there with their heat. Everybody's a soldier when it ain't no wars going on. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody's a lion until they face another lion. Then you see what type of lion you are.
Absolutely.
And I'm not trying to throw no shade on y'all. Look, I knew where y'all was going with this. Look. I'm not trying to pile on with y'all. He fought a great fight. He just came up short. But I'm just telling you, everybody's a lion until they face another lion. So you got to work on these things, and you got to be coachable. You got to be coachable, man. These OGs in here, I ain't saying y'all old, I'm saying y'all OGs, y'all seasoned. Y'all experienced.
Yeah, got little Larrys on.
They know stuff, man. They know stuff that you don't know. They've been places you ain't been before. So if he telling you, hey man, do this, man, watch out for that, man. You got to stop doing this. You got to listen. You got to listen.
Drake, for a young fighter preparing for a fight, how would you advise for him to prepare for an amateur fight?
I mean, obviously, hopefully you got a coach. So I'm saying whoever the amateur fighter is, like you got a coach. Listen to your coach. You're with that coach for a reason. Whether it's, hey, run on this day, don't run on that day, spar this amount of rounds, but maximize it. Whatever it is, maximize it. Don't cut corners. Don't cut corners, because it's gonna come back to bite you.
And when he say don't cut corners, that means in your whole life. That's just not talking about boxing. You're talking about in your whole life, because what happens is that whatever you do, let's say you wake up in the morning, you don't brush your teeth. I'm not saying you guys don't, but you don't brush your teeth.
Hopefully you do.
Yeah, hopefully you do. Or you don't make your bed. You know, these are the things. You got to stay disciplined. And it starts with everything in your life. You know, you get up in the morning, brush your teeth, you make your bed, you put on your clothes, you press your clothes. All right, your car is dirty, you clean your car. You know, all these things follow you, even in your boxing game. You know, so if you do everything right all the time, that's all you know how to do. That's all you know how to do. And so that's gonna build mental toughness. That's what that's gonna build. And
yeah, so it's like if you checking all the boxes, right?
Yep.
You're not guaranteed victory, but you're putting yourself in a real good position. So if that opponent, he or she, has not done what they're supposed to do, they got a problem. If they did what they were supposed to do, I'm ready for the call.
Yep.
It's gonna be some wood chopping. And we're gonna see where the chips fall. But I like my chances. You know what I'm saying? I like my chances. And then the last thing is mentally. In your biggest moments, you walk into that ring, you gotta believe in your stuff. Your stuff is your talent, your ability, all your stuff. You gotta believe in your stuff, because you know, I know. Mm-hmm. Like you can lose it. Like you have a great camp and lose it mentally walking to the ring. That self-doubt starts coming. You start looking at the people like, man, there's a lot of people here. That's very dangerous, man. You can become a spectator. Or you can get in the ring and feel like, man, I don't belong. In that split second, you got to shake yourself and you got to believe, no, I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. And tonight, I won't be denied. So it's mental and it's physical.
But it goes together, because if you do everything right, then what's there to doubt? What's there to doubt? So when you do get in the ring, it's like, nah, he didn't run harder than me. He didn't run longer than me. He didn't train harder than me at all. And so when you go in there confident, and you can overcome anything in that ring. It don't matter.
Andre, how are you guys able to break up the rhythm of other fighters? Because every fighter has a particular rhythm that they used to fight, and what I noticed is that what you're very good at was being able to catch guys in between that maybe half step or those habits that they would do. What sort of drills and things like that would you work on to take advantage of an opponent's habits, so to speak?
I think for me, it's number one, being a student of the game.
Yep.
Studying the game, learning different styles, learning how certain styles are neutralized, learning how this guy beat that style.
Yep.
Why didn't that, well, this dude was more talented, but he don't train hard. Like, you start, that's number one. Like, you got to be a student of the game. Secondly, for me, like, and for my gym, shadow boxing is everything. Like, I did what I did to Kovalev the second time because of shadow boxing. I got in the mirror, and I didn't have a set anything. I just flowed. I let my mind just go wherever it wanted to go. I didn't stay focused here and keep it. If I wanted to, whatever I came up with, wherever my mind would take me, if I wanted, I just trained my body to do whatever I wanted to do. Whatever I could come up with. If I wanted to go here, 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 here. I didn't have a set style. When you deal, that's what we're gonna see Saturday with Roman.
Yep. That's
what Campbell has to deal with, a guy who doesn't have a set style. Campbell has a set style.
Yep.
He's a gold medalist. He's trying to become a world champion. He has a great set style, but we know what he's gonna do.
Yep.
He doesn't know what Loma's gonna do. So when you don't have a particular style and you can do anything in the ring, it's hard to beat that. But you gotta get in front of that mirror, and you gotta work your feet, and you gotta work your creativity, and you gotta get out that box. Have your fundamentals, but off the fundamentals, you gotta work other stuff. And then you'll apply that stuff in the ring, and all of a sudden your opponent's like, dang man, how's he doing that? Well, I work 10 rounds a day in that shadow boxing. Working my feet, I'm working my eyes, I'm working my hand placement, and it just starts to come.
How important is the relationship between the boxer and the coach?
How important
What is
is
the relationship between the boxer and coach?
Go ahead. You already know what.
I only know one way. Like my coach was my family member, so that's all I know, you know. But even if it's not, like, if y'all aren't blood, which most coaches and fighters are not, you can grow a bond that close, you know. And I think the main thing is a coach has to. They got to care about the fighter, care enough about them to tell them the truth. You know, even if they don't want to hear it, you got to, because this ain't no game. And a coach's main job is not to make you a great fighter. It's to get you home safe to your family. Especially if you're a professional. Like, that's the coach's main job. It's not his reputation, it's not you looking good, it's not, all that stuff, yeah, that's part of it. His job is to get you home to your family safely. And he got to tell you the truth to do that sometimes. So I think the bond is very, very, very important. Like, it's tough when you're just a hired hand and you just kind of, it's just a paycheck for me. That connection ain't there. But when he feels something for you, even if you're not blood, he gonna tell you the truth. He gonna give you all he got. He gonna make sure you're prepared, and he's gonna protect you when you need to be protected. So that the bond is everything, I think.
The bond is everything, but also there got to be a certain amount of respect that the fighter got to have for the coach got to have for the fighter. You know, a lot of times I see coaches. They partying with the fighter, after the fight, and I'm like, what is going on here, You the trainer, you supposed to be, an example for the fighter, and you out partying with him? That makes no sense. So, coaches, you gotta set high standards for yourself, and you gotta lead your fighters by example. All right, don't be hanging out with them and clubbing with them and calling them and, hey, let's go down to this spot. No. Keep that respect, because when things get tough in there, we're gonna depend on you, on your advice. We're gonna depend on you. But if y'all buddy like that, like buddy hanging out, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Just to Tim and Andre, what unique sparring sessions have you had? Like, we hear about Mayweather, Whitaker, and Spencer Mayweather back in the day. Is there any unique sparring sessions that really stick in your memory from either on the come up or when you was already established as a pro?
I'm trying to win every sparring session, bro. That's me. I'm trying to win every round.
No, but it's in terms of, like, was there anybody that came up and was like, when you sparred with them, you thought, oh shit, he's got to...
Yeah, I mean, you have a young guy in there, like with him and Terrence Crawford. I'll let him tell that story, but yeah, every now and again you'll have that, I think for me, I was just trying to push myself, bro. Like for us, like it wasn't. We didn't have like patty cake sparring. We didn't have croc sparring either. I mean, it looked like croc sparring sometimes, but that wasn't like what the goal was. I wasn't trying to beat nobody up. They were trying to beat me up. They were getting paid to try to beat me up. But it was just the intensity. Like it was the intensity. Whether it was, hey, we're only doing 4 today, or we only doing 8, we're doing 6. I was trying to, like, I'm trying to max out. I'm trying to take my body to a place where it's uncomfortable. Get comfortable being uncomfortable, so I can take you to that uncomfortable place. And if you ain't been training in that zone right there, you got a problem. But then there's also days when you come in the gym and you tired, and you got to work on stuff like, man, I just don't have it today, bro. So I got to work on my defense, and I got to work on my jab. I can't be rumbling like that. I don't have the energy. So it differs, but you still want to have the mental focus, no matter whether it's kind of a defensive day or whether it's an offensive day.
Quick follow-up, just who's gonna win NBA 2020? Who's winning?
The NBA?
Yeah.
Man, I don't even know, bro. I know the West is tough. The West is tough.
The East has come up though. Kyrie,
Yes.
KD guys.
The East is strong, but the West is tough,
Still
bro.
sticking with the West.
I'm a ride with my Dubs. So I don't know if we're gonna win it this year coming up.
Y'all not winning.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Dre, just
Yo, I got you next, bro. You next. Never mind.
Thank you, sir.
I actually been watching you recently. Your fight with what's his name, Kovac, and I thought he was great. And I was like, wow, Monday is G. And, my question to you is, are you looking to fight again?
Talking to me or Tim?
He ain't talking to me, he talking to you. He said, your name Andre, right?
It was a guy from my neighborhood that he gave it to me. You know, it's a scripture, Galatians 3:26, that says, "For you are all sons of God through faith in Jesus Christ." So he said it. He was like, "Man, you a SOG." He just said it one day, and I was like, "Bro, I like that. Like that fits. I like that." And I just stuck with it, bro. And the fans embraced it, and that's been on my chest and on my trunks, you know, since probably over 10 years. So, of course, yeah. That was kind of like my way of like preaching without saying a word, you know.
Is sex before fights? Is that thing a myth or is it real?
That's a myth. That's a myth, bro. That's a myth.
Andre,
No comment, man. No comment.
That's
I
a
don't
myth.
know.
I don't know. Listen to me. Hey, check this out. Listen.
There's no reason.
If it affects you,
Might be here more than anything.
then don't do it. Simple as that. If it doesn't affect you, do what you do. Hey, seriously, everybody's different. Honestly, everybody's different. But there's a 21-day rule that I have. 21 days. Anyway.
Guys, how about question? How important is to stay away?
I believe that line.
I'm just
How important is to
kidding.
stay
I'm just kidding.
away?
It's very important.
What was that?
Yeah, I wouldn't be 8 or 10.
Oh my God,
I wouldn't be more than 10 pounds over the weight. And you may get 11, 12 on vacation, or y'all call it holiday, right? You may do, but you gotta get back down. Like you gotta fight to stay in that range. 15, 20, too much. Either you're not disciplined or you need to move up. You know what I'm saying?
Pound for pound number 1 right here. I went 20.
You was 20 pounds overweight?
20.
That boy said he was 20 pounds.
85% of fighters overtrain. You want to know why we overtrain?
Fear.
Fear. Yep. Fear. And not being confident in your abilities. But then when you get to a certain point in your career, you should know your body. You should know how you gotta pay attention. You should know how long it should take you to get ready. It took me 5.5 weeks when I was sharp. Like when I was sharp in camp, sparring was on point, you know, everything, I was laser focused, my weight was good, 5.5 weeks. And you gotta know that. You gotta pay attention to your body, okay? Simple as that.
How important is the diet?
Diet is very important because sometimes it can boil down to the ring or battle of attrition. So for me, I went vegan. You know, I don't know if anybody in here is a vegan and you know how that feels, but I felt great and it worked for me. Doesn't mean it's gonna work for you, but it worked for me. I found out what worked best for me. Everybody's different. So, but the diet is very important because that's your fuel in the ring. And, you know, just like a race car, if we're gonna put regular petrol in there, you're gonna put racing fuel in your car. You'll put racing fuel, right? That's what I did.
Were you vegan in camp or?
Vegan in camp only. So it was the easiest way for me, one, to lose weight, because I always had to get off 20 pounds. I wasn't like Dre. I told you, I like to have a little fun. So wasn't like Dre. I was 20 pounds off the weight. Most guys, most fighters are around that 20, 25 pounds away from the weight. It was easy for me to lose the weight, but I was energized, man. I'm not gonna lie. I felt energy all the way through camp. I ran harder than everybody. I sparred harder. I trained harder than everybody, and all I was eating was plant-based foods. So it worked for me.
What's the best investment you've made outside of boxing?
Ooh. Oh yeah, let's talk about that money stuff. Let's go, Jay.
Hey, you got it. Go ahead.
Let's talk about it.
Best investment.
The best investment? Your home. Buy a home. Gotta get a house.
Probably for my home.
Home. Best investment. Your home. How many people in here own their house? Thank you. Take you 30 years to pay it off. Exactly. If you could take care of that and have a place to live with your family, it's wonderful. That's a great investment. And the property value is just gonna go up.
What's your worst investment?
Worst investment? Oh,
Give me the other side.
probably cars. Cars, my worst investment, man. I'm a car fanatic. I had 10 cars. I've owned 10 cars. Jeez. And I've slowly started selling them, getting rid of them. But yeah, that's my passion. I mean, there's other bad things out there that I can get into, but cars is my thing. What's your worst investment, Dre?
I don't know, bro. I was pretty conservative, man. I ain't had no Manny Pacquiao in my weight class.
Hey, you see the shoes? You see the shoes?
Hey,
That's his.
I ain't had no Manny Pacquiao in my weight class, so I had to manage my stuff a little different.
It's the shoes.
Project Tim, who do you think is the next up-and-coming fighter? Like, who's the next big name, do you think?
It's a lot of big names. You know? A lot of big names.
There's a guy named, for me,
You talking about like prospects or contenders?
for me,
Yeah, like...
the next one,
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson to me is the next one. That guy right there, that's the next one. Dre manages Shakur Stevenson. The reason why, to me, he's the next is he don't get hit. He don't get hit, man. And when you don't get hit, it's like swimming without getting wet. You hitting them and they can't hit you. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Who are the coaches in here? Sorry, Chuck. You and this guy's been waiting about 20 minutes.
Sorry.
I'm gonna answer that and I want to ask y'all a question.
Thanks for coming down, guys. Really appreciate it. To both of you, you got awesome knowledge of the sport, like inside the ring and like just about general like well-being of fighters and stuff like that. Have you either of you got aspirations to work with fighters as coaches or in any capacity?
I did that.
Okay.
I did that, and my wife and I, we managed like 3 fighters, but just they didn't have the work ethic, man. They didn't have it, They didn't have the mentality, and I got frustrated because they wanted everything handed to them, but they didn't want to put in the work for it. I had to earn everything I got. Nothing was handed to me, so they expected me to hand them things without even working for it. And they didn't have the work ethic as well, so I had to leave that alone. And that's a problem for me because if I'm gonna put 110% into you, I expect the same in return. So when your trainers is putting 110%, stand away from his family, coming here training you every single day, he spend more time with you than he actually probably do their kids, his own kids and own family. You gotta respect that. You have to respect that, and you got to bring and do basically, put in 110% into your training and do what he asked you to do when you're here.
I can't do it.
So it's no joke.
Y'all know fighters are head cases.
Head case.
Y'all know that. How many head cases we got in here? Ain't nobody raising their hand. Really. Come on, man, be honest.
Come on.
Y'all ever trip? Y'all ever? I appreciate the honesty, man. One person in the whole room, no other head cases. Everybody like.
He's like, I ain't no head case.
I like to help. Like I'm a mentor to a lot of fighters. Like I talk to a lot of fighters. I'm kind of like a special ops guy. Like I come in for a week, 2 weeks, something like that. But
Special ops.
I've been in gym since I've been 9 years old, bro. I can't go to a gym every day no more. Not like that. Just can't. I can't be every day. Can't do it. So that's part of it for me. And then like Tim said, it's a lot of investment, man. And if I can't give you my best, man, I'd rather not get involved, you know.
What's the hardest range to fight from, you think?
Depends on who it is. You say mid-range?
Why is mid-range the hardest range to fight? Wait up. That mid-range is the hardest, but why? Mid-range let me tell you, I'm just testing your knowledge right now. Mid-range is the hardest range to fight because one, a lot of guys don't know what to do with that range. Most guys just throw. Two, he can hit you and you can hit him. And a lot of guys, they get mid-range and they throw and they stay directly in the middle. Well, the guy can hit you, he can hit you also. So that's the reason why mid-range is the hardest range. When you're out at distance, you're fine. You're good, he can't touch you. And in close, you can tie him up. But mid-range is where most things happen. Most knockouts happen mid-range.
I got a question for the
Go ahead. What was that? Oh, Roberto Duran. Yeah, that boy was bad.
So for the coaches, A, what style do you guys teach? And then B, like, being from America, like, I think we got a certain view on how you guys teach. Like you'll say, oh, he's a European fighter, he fights a certain kind of way. How do you guys, like, shake that mold and, like, put your own flavor on it without getting put in a box?
Basics. Hit, don't get hit.
Hit, don't get hit.
But it's a lot of ways to do that, though.
Yeah, still. But it gives some time. Yeah, but you hit your range, you can box either way, it's all ranges.
So you don't just teach one range?
No, you gotta have movement. You gotta have a jab, you gotta have movement. You can't jab, you're not a boxer.
Yeah.
You can't move, you're not a boxer.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
If you're gonna fight, you're gonna get worn out.
You're not gonna have a long career if you fight.
So what's like the set style or kind of the style of the gym? Depends on the fighter, depends on who the...
Box and move.
Yeah.
That's the golden rule.
So y'all teach to hit and not get hit. What about you, coach? Yeah. Same?
And intelligence. You try, as a coach, you try to give as much knowledge as possible to the fighter. So when they go in there, they've got a toolkit.
Yeah.
You try to put as much tools in that toolkit.
What if you got a fighter with an anatomy like, kind of like Mike Tyson? Short arm, thick, stocky, aggressive. You'll still teach him to box too?
I would too. You gotta try, if the gets a halt like that, you gotta try and tie him up, keep him off balance. They don't do anything, they come forward.
Yeah.
Tyson's got box on the back foot.
Yep.
You got him on the back foot.
Yep. Buster Douglas, yep.
But it's getting him there,
Yep.
that's the big thing.